point today again, and it doesn't matter which theme you pick, you can pick whatever you want. We're going to go to that one, looks perfect, and hit choose. I'm going to do a multiplication game today, subtitled by your name. That's too big, so I'm going to shrink it down a tiny bit so it all fits on one line. And then I'm going to go under the Home tab, New Slide, and to start off with, I'm going to shrink this up a bit. I'm going to have my question. My question is going to be 4 times 5. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Let's see. And I'm going to take off the bullet point. Then I'm going to put in a shape. And in this case, I'm going to pick a rectangle. Draw a rectangle. And I'm going to put in an answer. I'm going to put in a wrong answer. And I'm going to blow it up nice and large. And I'm going to hit select it, and I'm going to hit Command D, and that duplicates it, or makes a copy. That way it's the exact same size. I'm going to put in the correct answer, and duplicate it again. Command D, and I'll put in another wrong answer. Command D, duplicate, another wrong answer. When all those blue lines are lined up just as they are, that means that it's lined up perfectly parallel to the one on top and to the one to the side. I'll put in one more wrong answer. I'm going to go to New Slide, and this is going to be my answer slide. On this one, I'm going to put wrong, try again, and then I'm going to put in another button. And this one is going to be, let's see, do I have a home button in here somewhere? We'll just put it here. But try again. Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm going to control and click on that, and I'm going to go to Action Settings, and I'm going to hyperlink it to the previous slide. And I'm going to click OK. Now, when I advance to this and they see that they got the wrong answer, maybe blow this up a little bit, they can click try again, and it'll send them back to this page so they can try it again. So for all of the wrong answers, for like 24, I'm going to control click, Action Settings, hyperlink to the next slide, because that's where the wrong slide is. Control click, Action Settings, hyperlink to next slide. Control click, Action Settings, hyperlink to next slide. Okie dokie. Now I'm going to go down, I'm going to do one more, and this one needs to be ding, 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 correct. And since this one's correct, they're going to have to move on to the next problem. And this is something that the third grade has not been to quite yet, I don't think. So I'm going to put in another shape, rectangle, and I can type on top of these just by typing. Next problem. Drag it out a little bit, and we're going to increase the font. So that's the next problem. Now, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to hyperlink this 20, the correct answer, to the ding, 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 correct. So 20, control and click, Action Settings, hyperlink to, and instead of next slide, I'm going to go to slide, and I'm going to find slide 4. That's the ding, 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 correct. Click OK. Now what this looks like is, when I go to view it down here, this is how I preview and make sure it's working. Down here, the slideshow button. So I'm going to click this button right down there. It allows you to preview what you have. It won't let me record this video while I'm doing that, but basically when you click the links, then it will link to the correct place. So you click 24, it goes to wrong, try again. 18, try again. 22, try again. 20, and a link down to ding, ding, ding. Now, instead of doing this all over again, I'm going to try to find a cheater way that'll make this a little simpler. Allow this to go a little faster. I'm going to click on the 2, hold down the Shift button, 2 for the second slide, hold down Shift and go down to 4. It highlights all 3 of those slides. I hit Command D, which means duplicate, and all of a sudden it copied everything that I had. Now I can change things up a bit. I'm going to put in a new problem, 6 times 3, and my right answer is here. If you remember, when you click on this, you have to click on the outside of the box. You can't click on the inside. But I'm going to control click on the outside of the box, action settings, and this was the one that links to slide 4. Slide 4 is the one that said, that's correct, ding, 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 correct. So my correct answer is right up here in the top right corner. Now the problem is if I leave everything as it is, I have to make this my correct answer, make these incorrect, so make up some incorrect answers. Now since this is my correct answer, somebody that's smart and maybe even somebody that's not so smart is going to figure out that the right answer is always in the top right corner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, since these already have the links done, I'm going to click on one of them and I'm going to move them around. That way our smarty pants people aren't figuring out that the right answer is always in the same spot. Now I have 2 problems done, just like that. So 5 times 4, we have all that, try again, and ding, 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 correct. And then 6 times 3, and we have 4 different answers, wrong, try again. Now I'm going to make a third problem. Click on the problem again, hold down Shift, down to the bottom, Command D is duplicate. I now have 3 problems, 10 slides. 6 times 3, I'm going to come up with something else. How about, since this is 4th grade, maybe it's more advanced. Maybe you want something more difficult like 12 times 8. 12 times 8 is 96. So I need, my correct answer was down here. So put my correct answer there. And 98, 102, and 92. Now my correct answer is here again. I want to mix this up. That way people won't catch on and figure out that I always have the right answer in the same place. And just like that, I'm done. It still links to the same places, to the wrong, try again for the wrong answers, to the ding, 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 correct, next problem. Now, eventually, instead of next problem, after you've done, I don't know, 10 of these problems, because these don't take very long, instead of next problem, maybe you want a congratulations. Actually, we could just delete the button altogether. And instead of ding, 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 correct, we could say ding, 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 correct. You've completed the multiplication challenge. Or something like that to wrap up the game. Last thing that you're going to do that 2nd grade hasn't done yet, so they're going to want to look up here quick while I'm teaching this lesson. 2nd grade. The bad thing about this is that I don't have to click on a button. Anytime you're in PowerPoint, if I click off here somewhere, it's automatically going to advance to the next slide. So if I click over here, it's going to say wrong, try again, and there's no way to prevent that. If I go to Walmart and I want to order pictures, I can touch the touch screen and it advances to a certain place. But if I click where there's no button, if I click off here, nothing is going to happen at Walmart. The reason is they have something called a kiosk. So I'm going to go up to Slideshow, and I'm going to go up to Setup Show, down to Setup Show, and I want to browse this as a kiosk, and then click OK. What that does is I have to click on a button to advance my PowerPoint. The only way out of the PowerPoint is to hit Escape, or if you have a button at the end that says click here to escape. So it was Slideshow, Setup Show, Browse as Kiosk. Since this is the end of my presentation, I'm going to add in a button. And the button's going to have action settings that hyperlink to and end show. And I can click OK. That way, if somebody doesn't know how to do this, they can, if they don't know how to click escape to get out, they can click end show. It ends it for them. Now the other thing that I need to do, since this is a kiosk and I have to have a button, there's no button on my first slide, so I have to put in a button that says something like play now. That way, they click the button, they play. There are buttons on every slide that will link me somewhere, so I should be set. I want to go to File, Save As. I'm going to save this as multiply-my name. Save it to the desktop, somewhere that's easy to find, and then put it in your folder. If you want one more fancy step, this is kind of cool. You can go to File, Save As, and instead of a PPXT, that just means it's a PowerPoint file, and I can open it in PowerPoint. I can save it as a PPS. Now you need the PPXT to edit it just in case you messed up, but a PPS is a PowerPoint show. So automatically when you click on the file, it opens it up in presentation mode. So if you want somebody to play your game, they can't change stuff. Okay? So I'm going to click save, and I'll do a demonstration now for the second grade so they can see. But fourth grade, you're on your own. If you have questions, ask your neighbor quietly. And above all, experiment, because that's the best way you learn. So good luck.